Truck Talk Media.
C10 Talk episode 253, the Get Down. Dino's Chevy only Get Down. The one, the only. Holy crap. Here we go. Enjoy the show.
This Dinos Git Down, this is absolutely the best show I've ever been to. I've never experienced so many just down-home people and a good time. Like, this has the best vibe here of any show I've ever been to.
Damn, son. Seeing is believing, and our title sponsor, United Pacific, makes seeing a whole lot easier. The crispness of the United Pacific LED headlights, taillights, marker lights, and more makes seeing and showing your truck that much better. It's time to upgrade your old dim halogens for new LED headlights, taillights, and more. They offer the brightest and latest LED technology. Headlights are available up to 1600 lumens, easy to install, and it fits right in the OEM housing. How about upgrading to sequential taillights? They're DOT approved and ready to ship today. DOT approved. And for you 73 to 80 GMC and Chevy square body guys, they've got the new front parking lights, LED with stainless steel bezel. Think UP Car Parts. That's upcarparts.com.
Let me tell you what Melba's Post is packing right here. I've got 411 posi track out back, 750 double pumper, Edelbrock intakes, scored over 30, 11-1 pop-up pistons, turbojet, 390 horsepower. We're talking some bucking muscle.
What does that do? Did that blow your mind? That just happened.
Welcome to C10 Talk, your C10 Truck podcast.
And now I have a chance to be the best, maybe the best in the world.
My old man, he's a television repairman, got the ultimate set of tools. I can fix it.
I said I got 50 cents in that jukebox, and all I can hear is your mouth flapping. You hear that?
Here's your host, Ronnie Wedge.
Wow. Mind blown. The Get Down. What an amazing show. 2 days of craziness. 3 days, really. I mean, we had pre-show stuff on Thursday. We had a new event out on the east side. Super good time. I heard everything went great out at Trey 5's open house. West side. And that was on Thursday. So Friday, obviously, we were getting it down at the Get Down. A full day, 9, 8, and 9 p. I think they probably let everybody in just a scotch early. And when you have a free show, you don't keep track of registrations, so you probably end up exceeding, or who knows what everybody thought. But word on the street is 5,000 trucks. I mean, and when I say 5,000 trucks, 5,000 trucks. I mean, the parking lot was packed. The vendors, the trucks, the spectators, a lot of traffic. If you didn't make it to the Get Down, you don't need to hear from me. Add it to your list. My mind was blown. It was so busy, so many things going on, and yeah, it's the Super Bowl. A lot of fun. Well, don't forget about episode 252. So we have coverage from SEMA. It was just sandwiched in there, and now we're on to 253. So some really good interviews. Working on getting some of those videos from SEMA over to YouTube. I just dropped the first one with Terry Rose, twisted his 76K5. So jump over to YouTube, Truck Talk Media, subscribe and like, and let us know how we're doing with the SEMA videos. All right, the show. Friday, 11/11/11. At 11, they had somebody get married. That was pretty cool. I did end up kind of talking to them quick, and then I was like, how do I get a hold of them to interview them? And I never did find them after that, but somebody got married at the Get Down, 11/11 at 11/11. Pretty cool. Then we did Chiefs Truck Raffle, an automated online. You buy tickets. We had already sold out, and a guy by the name of Clark Ray won that. I thought for sure it would be local, just because I figured odds are there was more tickets local, but it's going back to Michigan. The damn thing's already been picked up. So Clark Ray, can't wait to see what you do with Chiefs Truck. 1971, kind of a C10, kind of a K10. We took the 4-wheel drive out of it once we brought it back to life. So I did record that interaction. Not that interaction. I did record when that was happening. So I put it on here. It's a little peaky. I didn't realize that my mic was turned up probably a little bit louder than it should have been. And I tried to bring it down a little bit in post. So work through that. It's a short 4 or 5 minute little segment that I threw in there. And it talks about the first guy who won, which is Clark Ray. It talks about the second $1,000 winner and the $500 winner. So Chiefs Truck, that was Friday. There was a few other things going on. Dixon and Switch had teamed up and kind of got a pavilion that was there, and they allowed so many tickets. I think like 600 tickets. That was kind of an evening party in this really cool area, 2, 3, 4-story little plaza. Now they had a big tailgate area out in a green grass. I don't know that got taken advantage of to its full capacity. So that will definitely be something that, as people understand that they can set up their tents, barbecue, maybe get some food trucks over there or more food trucks over there, that the grass area will take off as the show continues into the future. Saturday morning rolls around. They definitely let people in because people were ready. The weather was perfect. Saturday was packed. Remember, if you're a truck guy, you got to get there early because it's opened up to just about everything. So cars are welcome on Saturday. And if you think about it, you're almost full, if not full, on Friday. So you better get your ass there on Saturday because there's going to be more people coming in. What a great problem to have. It's crazy. I mean, it just is absolutely bonkers. High noon, gave away the motor. There was a huge gathering, a ton of people. You can go on to C10 Talk. I recorded it live and then pushed it over to the IG permanent. So you can kind of watch that. I did interview the winners, and you will hear that here, the Sumners. Mr. and Mrs. Sumner won that motor, $25,000 LT4 supercharged GM Performance, donated that to Dino, and then Dino donated it to the people. So it was a little hectic. You know, people didn't know to fill out their ticket, and the last few minutes, everybody's trying to make sure their tickets are filled out, eligible, and tickets into the tumbler so they had their chance to win. Another big winner at 3 o'clock on Saturday, which was end of show, was my buddy C.A. Goose Cagoose. He won the AMD Auto Metal Direct Body, the square body truck, which is a cab, the front clip, the bed with the wider 4-inch tubs, and it's on a chassis. So it's sitting in my driveway right now. It's in my trailer because I had to bring it home. But, dude, awesome stuff. Goose, nice work. Congrats. Couldn't go to a better guy. And he's actually building a truck right now. So I think he's going to look at some of the different components, a square body that he's going through, and take what he needs from that. So a couple of winners. Got Clark Ray, the Sumners, and Goose. Awesome stuff. Busy weekend for sure. It was so good to see everybody that had come out. I mean, it is getting so big, so it's hard to kind of spend as much time with everybody and see everybody. And then you go online and you're like, shit, I didn't even know that guy was there. I didn't even know that guy was there. So I wish there was a little bit more time to see everybody, but it was great to see all the guys that kind of came out and then meet new people too, because you're on social media and you're like, oh man, I can't wait to meet that guy. The UBT crew, I want to, hats off to them. They rolled out Robbie, Rocky, Rick, and then I don't think Ron was there. I never did see him, so I just figured out you got to be an R to be in that group, I guess. But so many people rolled out so far. You think about it, Florida, Georgia, driving your trucks. I mean, obviously Pacific Northwest, we know there's a whole crew up there in Washington. So what a trip, what a journey. Great job. Friday night, weather was great. Saturday night, weather was great. So, again, awesome to see everybody. Thanks for coming out. And, until next year. It is good to see people posting that they're making it home right now, and that's a big deal. We did have a few incidents throughout the week. There was Drive Your Shit. They were coming out. Their vehicle caught fire, which it looks like a total loss. Did post that up. And then another issue, and I haven't heard what happened from an injury perspective, but there was a crew cab like 6061 yellow truck that got hit. Reports that I'm getting were another guy was next to him. They take off, and he sees a Prius run a light, launches the yellow truck, and the yellow truck lands on its cab. Again, I don't know if there was any injuries. I did make a post on C10 Talk. You can check that out, but I sure do hope that we find out that the owner and anybody passenger-wise was okay. Obviously, in my job, you see a little bit of everything, and you never can be too sure. So let's hope that everybody's okay that was in that yellow Big Birdish crew cab truck, because it just did not look really good. Up next for us is to kick back and get caught up. I went hunting, then I went to SEMA, and then the Get Down. So this is kind of like the finish line for a lot of us. It's like get to take a little bit of a break. So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, I'll get a few more pods out because we've got so many interviews that we need to get caught up on and people that we meet and so many builds. And you guys keep pushing the envelope, and that's what we love about it. Pushing the envelope. How about that? Doja mats. DOJAMATS. We worked with Doja mats. We made a few different mats. We had a limited number at the Get Down. We sold out of the square body ones. You can still order them. If you saw me post them on either C10 Nation or C10 Talk, you could still order the mats. It's just that they won't ship until they get into the warehouse. So we made some C10 Nation ones. We made some square body ones. We made 1972. And they are available. There's other styles and colors available at dojamat.com. That's DOJAMAT.com. I think there's an S in there. Doja Mats. DOJAMATS.com. Doja Mats. And you can get online. Check them out. See if there's something that fits your needs. We will continue to add more colors. That was probably one of the biggest questions at the Get Down. In the square body, we made tan. We're going to make a red. We're going to make a blue. We'll probably make a gray. I'm not too sure about green, but there will be more color choices, colorways that we make with different designs. All right. I know I just said I was going to take a little bit of a break. There is really no such thing. Up next, less than 4 months away, Reunion Round 2. Reunion 2023. Same place in the parking structure. 5 stories of rad classic trucks with a big old green belt next to it, vendors, and then we even got some of the street area, downtown Chandler, March 10th and 11th. So on the 10th, that's a Friday, we're going to do it like in the afternoon, so like 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and then all day Saturday, spring break, 10th and 11th, 23. Mark your calendars. You want to come out to Arizona for spring break? The weather is phenomenal, and we're excited that we were able to move it up a little bit from last year. We didn't want to mess with Easter. We know we'd lose in that situation. We moved it up. Spring break 2023 reunion round 2. Let's get into the episode 253. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for everything. And last but not least, Dino and Terry and the Chevy Only crew. Dinos Git Down. You made it happen. As always, if it wasn't for you guys putting this awesome event on, it wouldn't bring us all together, and we do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Let us know how we're doing. Have a great week. Stay out of trouble. Do what you do. Late. Holy moly, we're starting it off. I got to get to work. I got Carlos from Dropped Lowered, and I've got, I guess this could be CorvAIR talk, right? Instead of C10 talk.
Yeah, let's do it.
I love this thing. 1961 CorvAIR. What are
Ramp side.
Ramp side, right? So the motor's in the back. It's mid-engine, or is it rear?
It's going to be mid-engine now. It's originally like a Volkswagen, air-cooled, flat 4 in the back, 60 horsepower, and now we're making it a mid-engine ride, bagged, bodied.
So what motor are you going to put in it?
We're running the 4.3 out of a mid to late 90s S10. So basically, we bought a 96 S10 with like 95,000 miles. Beautiful truck. Ripped it apart. Took everything, all the suspension out of it, the drivetrain, everything. Basically, it's going to be an S10 with this body on it.
Now, is that S10 chassis obviously very conducive to a CorvAIR ramp side, or did you have to narrow it? Or when I say you and or we, that's Metalox, right?
Metalox. Okay. So what's crazy is I brought this thing to him. He's looking at it, and the guy's a genius. He just instantly goes like, I think we can use an S10 to get this whole thing. He's like, let me do some measurements, but I think an S10 will fit in here perfectly. And he calls me back. He says, yep, it'll work perfect. Let's find one. He searched around, found a beautiful truck. Like, we could have bagged that and it would have been cool. So nice. And yeah, we just ripped it apart and took everything out of it, gutted it, and now it's coming together over here.
What was the story with the ramp sides? Obviously, just like kind of a work for the audience, a ramp side CorvAIR truck is, think about an 8-foot bed. It's a 9-foot bed, okay, but a little narrower than a full-size C10 Chevy GMC. But the passenger side has about a 3.5, 4-foot door that folds down. You could wheel things up in it. Obviously, they were a working man's truck, something industrial.
it was a delivery truck. So like the old ads, you'd see like somebody with the wheelbarrow, like putting something up in the bed and whatever on the side. And it's just super cool. I mean, for me, I've seen it around because I work for the electrical company in my area. So I've seen this thing on some property, like way in the back, and probably like 18 years ago. And I drive by every few years like, hey man, I wonder if that guy still has it. Yep. Still there. And I finally just,
This specific one.
So,
meant to be 18 years.
Yeah, I've been looking at it forever, and then finally asked him and bought it, and just wanted to do something different. Because to me, at this point, like everyone's almost done everything with the C10, Blazer, everything, and I just wanted something that's still a truck, and just something that nobody's done to it. Like nobody's bagged one of these. Like nobody's that dumb.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that dumb. I love it. The cool thing is it's a seafoam style green, right? I mean, it's got that emerald color. Now it's got, your 60s style steering wheel. So you definitely, a lot of the components are the same. Where in the hell are you going to sit? So again, trying to paint the best picture. I'll take some pictures of it, but the tire and the control arms are going to be right under both butts, because it's kind of if you think about a COE cab over engine, it's you're sitting right above the wheel.
Yeah, so we're sitting above the wheel, which actually the cab inside's a little bit bigger than a truck, believe it or not. So you could sit up a little higher and your feet can go out a little more, so you actually have more room in here. So
more leg room?
More leg room. And there's another guy that has one he's like 6'4", 6'5", the guy that has that 62 ramp side. So he fits in there. His is lowered, not bagged and bodied like this, but it's low. So I'll fit in it. We'll figure it out.
All right. Yeah, this thing's friggin' awesome. I don't know if I came up with it or I just enforced it, but I just said, hey, this is the CorvAIR, and it seems to fit. You're going to have it 4.3, full on air. What size wheels? Are these the wheels you're running?
These are 15s. That's what we found right now. I'll probably run them forever. I mean, I don't know. We just found some smoothies rollers to be on it, because we need it's such a weird size, because we need like a 5.5 inch wide rim to fit on here, and they're little pizza cutters. And
well, and I'm on the driver's side looking across to the passenger side, and the outside of the actual tire appears to be about 1, maybe 3/4 of an inch from the door, because it's so low that even though the door is a little higher, the wheel, it's almost touching. So the outside of the tire is almost touching the inside of the door.
Yeah, so Kyle was saying we needed to go the narrow wheel, because he's saying we can turn it lock to lock low. So
right now you can't.
I don't know.
It doesn't look like you can, because you're only 3/4 from the door.
I trust him.
Yeah, I trust them too, actually. So I think I saw some pictures where, so they did a dropped, lowered, rear kind of stiffener. Really cool. Is this something where you would maybe put some paint on the side and do a little dropped, lower delivery service or anything like that? Like, would you patina the door or anything? Or are you going to leave it all just the way it is?
I'm going to leave it the way it is. That's my plan. I mean, we're going to have the motor mid-engine, like I said, transmission, a tiny drive drive shaft, and our plan was to put like an ice chest back here with the bed floor, so we could raise it. It'll be the lid of the ice chest. We'll put a Pelican back here or something. And
so think mid-engine. He's moving the engine to the right behind the bulkhead into the cab, like a doghouse, and then in the very back where a gas tank would go on your C10 or a Blazer or something like that. Sam did that on C-. He's got that bed where you could put a spare tire, put a cooler or something like that. It's got the original white bumpers, again with the seafoam. The door folds down. This thing is absolutely... What is the 95? Is that because it's a 9.5 bed or something, the CorvAIR 95?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. Now we know. We have to look it up. Another thing, too, about these is really cool is it does appear that it has the fawn interior, which you see on all 60s eras Chevy GMC. They use that fawn interior. Thing is just bitching. Love it. You got some character on the passenger side. You going to leave as much of that as possible?
I think so. They were planning on trying to like bang some of it out, but to me, I don't really care. I mean, it is what it is. It's a delivery truck. It's it's an old work truck. I mean, that's just what happens when you work with something.
So you've been tracking it down for 18 years. What does the guy say? When you finally get him to break free of this thing, what was the story? Did he have a story of why he had it and why he had it that long, or what's the history?
It's actually like some wealthy farm family we have in our area. And he had a couple like CorvAIR cars in the back. I mean, there's probably like 100 acres, a shop in the front with probably like 200 vehicles from anything, trucks, kind of everything up in front. And this was way in the back. So he didn't really, I don't think he had he didn't really care if it was there or not. He's a businessman and he just sold it. And then what's the funny story about this, because I bought it and it's not in anybody's way. It's way in the back. Nobody even goes back there. And I think I left it there for like 8 months maybe before I came to finally pick it up. And he charged me storage fees to come pick it up.
He's a businessman. I hope it was reasonable.
I think it was like $250.
It's not reasonable. That's ridiculous. You're like, bro, this thing's been sitting for 18 years.
Yeah, not moved at all. None of the cars around it's ever moved. I bought it, came back, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to charge you storage fees. That was like, so long ago. So I was like, I'm already bought it. I'll pay the storage fees and just pull it out of here.
Well, I'm glad you guys brought it out. Obviously, it's kind of still under construction. What's your time frame? I know you're working with Kyle from Metalox. Are you thinking, intervention next year, reunion next year, slowdown next year, LST, the Git Down? What do you hope?
He told me January. I didn't ask him which year, but I'm assuming this January. So I don't know. Hopefully I'll be cruising around soon.
Okay, we'll see you at the reunion 2023.
If it's ready
you made it to round 2.
If it's ready for the reunion, I'll come pick it up for the reunion and drive it home.
Yeah, well, that'll be perfect because it'll be here. So I'll tell him to make sure it's done by March 10th, and then you can fly in and then drive it out to the reunion. The CorvAIR drop-lower delivery truck. I love it. I love the color. I love the style, and I love your vision. And honestly, you think about El Diablo. You think about your 67, 68 with the bumping system. You keep pushing that envelope. And if it wasn't for guys like you with the vision and these things get into our brains, and, I'm a perfect example. I get a lot of things in my brains. It doesn't mean I'm going to execute it. You're actually executing it. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Right on, man. Good talking to you. Thank you.
Late. C10 Street Style, a.k.a. Carlos, out with his converted 4x4 Blazer. It's a 71. And love what you've done with this thing. White outside. You've got kind of the feathers sticker package that you did.
Right.
You got a black top. You don't see a black top. You see an off black, but not that black. Right. And then you've got the hickey kind of rack on the top. Everything came together. Carlos, tell us about this Blazer.
So it's a 71 Blazer. I converted to two-wheel drive. We converted it to a single wall top versus the double wall top. We threw an LT1 motor, truck motor, a 6.2 motor in it with an LT2 intake. And we got the feathers graphic from Dave Hall. And I paid a little extra to get the black and white feather or black and silver feather graphics versus the traditional colors. It's kind of all come together. I try to accent it with the black handles and black keyholes and black mirrors, to set it off. But I like it. I think it came out all right.
Well, I think it really did. I like the way you did it. And the C10 crew did the feather package on a white Blazer, and they did all the regular colors. So you having the I hate to say it, but the Raiders colors, you got a little bit of that black and that silver. It really does pop. You've got the front bumper pushers. Right. You've got, really the nice blend. The key is you didn't go overboard. What hood hinges are those?
Those are Ring Brothers. Ring Brother hood hinges, Ring Brother mirrors. I got the Ring Brothers dash cluster. And, they're actually real good. They stand behind their product. I had a hinge go bad on me, and I emailed her, and she sent me new hinges. I sent her back the old ones, no questions asked. Good product, good people.
And then bigger tubs, right?
Yeah, those are slosh tubs. Those are the mild slosh. So I didn't want to. I know everybody likes to lay out their blazer. This blazer sits low on 22s, but I didn't want to chop up the tub, and I wanted to keep it somewhat original. So even the rear seat, I installed the rear seat. I took the springs out of the rear seat and had a custom box built to fit underneath the seat with two 10-inch JL audio speakers. So I got my speakers hidden under the seat. I got my compressors, tanks, everything underneath the rear of the bed. I try to hide everything. I wanted it to look clean. When you look inside, everything's clean. You got the spare tire back there with a little fire extinguisher. You don't see stuff. You don't see a compressor and tanks and stereo systems. Everything's hidden. You know what I mean? And it looks clean and sounds good.
Was it hard converting it from 4x4? At what level did you guys go from the chassis perspective?
So for the 4x4, I kept the original 4x4 chassis, and I used the Dead End Garage. They have a conversion kit for the rear where it relocates the springs to the outside. I use CPP control arms, and I bagged it in CPP control arms in the front as well. And no, it was pretty simple, conversion. Once I got that all together and finding the holes. Apparently there's one hole that mounts up for the cross member, and then you got to drill out the rest. You know what I mean? And
so you took a stock cross member and put it in there because for the audience, obviously the 4x4s do not have a cross member.
That is correct. And actually I upgraded it to like 73 spindles. You change the lower ball joint to a 73 ball joint, and so I ran 73 spindles, the modular spindles, so you get a little bit more clearance with your wheels.
So a CPP modular 73 and up, I think that gets you a little bit bigger brake too, right?
That is correct. That is
1.25 versus inch.
Right, that is correct. That's what I'm running, 1.25 with the Willwood calipers front and back. Actually, I'm running in the rear. I got a 95 Impala rear end, so and save a little money. It comes with disc brakes. It's a posi traction rear end. I just changed it from 308 to 373 gearing to accommodate the motor that it has.
And how was the width on that from a 95 Impala to I think a normal? I don't know. I'd be pulling this out of like a 134 inch or something like that. No, that seems too much. So whatever the width of a 7172. Now you do know the 7172 is 1.5 inches wider
yeah.
because of the disc brakes.
Yeah,
so
3/4 on each side.
What's a 95 Impala rear end? What's the width?
I think it's a slightly narrower than or it may be the same as the 7172. You know what I mean? So I don't have no clearance issues in the back. It's just dead on. It's perfect.
And it came with disc?
It came with disc, and it's posi, and it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Just had to cut off the weld on my perches and
which you'd had to do anyway, so it doesn't matter. So that's a great tech tip, I tell you, because guys are always looking for it. You go to find a 12 bolt, you used to be able to get them for $150. Now they're $250 to $400. You find a 95 Impala. Is there a year range on that Impala that you can get a disc brake Impala for that era to look at, like a range?
I think 95 and 96 for sure. I'm not sure quite the range. I know 95, 96, it might be 97, but I do know that it has to be an SS, the SS. You can't just get a regular Impala. It has to be an SS for it to be posi with the disc brakes.
Especially with the posi, right? Okay, sweet. What would you say was the hardest part of this build?
Being patient, the paint, the graphics, laying down the graphics. I mean, the suspension was a little struggle. But I don't know. It just everything. Being patient.
It all came together for sure. It's I don't know if do you have a name for it?
No, I don't. I never named it.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. You don't have to keep it, but it's the Come Together K5 because he did it right, or the converted K5. But I dig it for sure. Now it had the Hickey. Did it have the Hickey rack on it?
No, I found a Hickey rack. I found a Blazer in Oregon that the guy was selling, and it had the Hickey rack on top, and I just threw it out there. Hey, you want to sell the rack? I know you're trying to sell the whole Blazer, but I'll give you $300 for the rack. And sure enough, he's like, sure, yeah, I'll sell the rack. And he pulled it off his Blazer and mailed it to me, and so instead of using the steel bars that they normally come with, I found some aluminum tubing of the same diameter. The hard part of the Hickey rack was finding those rubber grommets to replace those rubber grommets inside the rack itself, but it's come together nicely. It's just one of those touches. It gives it the nostalgic value of with the feathers graphics. You got the rack, kind of. I mean, I wanted custom, but I wanted the nostalgic value, and I think I pulled it off.
No, you for sure did. I love the stance, love the wheel. He's got some Hot Rod by Boys. Looks like 22s.
22s all the way around.
How wide in the rear?
They're 10s in the rear. In the fronts, I'm not. Yeah, I think they're 8.5. I had to change them originally when I first got them. I had to have the offset changed. Since they're 2-piece rim, they just cut out the centers and reset them. Yeah.
Is this a debut for you? Have you had this thing out?
Kind of a debut. This is. I'm from Salinas, California. I took it to a show in Seaside, like a little local show, and then I took it to Fresno. They had a show in Fresno, and I got best of show there. But this is the debut. I'd say it is.
All right, we love it, Carlos. C10 Street Style. You guys can check it out. The Come Together K5 2-wheel drive converted. Rad little ripper. Thanks for taking time. Love your story, bro.
Hey, thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate it.
Late. So much buzz. It's like a little beat. All right, we're at the Get Down. I've got Ross from Premier. Ross, you guys were at SEMA. I think you posted a few weeks ago. You guys are now offering, you're already known, right? You're known for Tri-5 cabs. You got a C10 cab, and now you've got a Blazer tub, a full tub. Tell us about the tub. Tell us what's going on, and the Get Down.
Yeah, we're here. 2022, the Get Down, Cardinal Stadium. What a freaking show, man! Yeah. Holy crap! You look around the trucks out here; it's just unbelievable. This whole crowd and industry is just great. It's great.
If you're not here, you need to put it on your calendar. You need to get here.
Yeah, missing out. So what we are bringing this year, this is our 69 to 72 Blazer tubs. They are a fully licensed product from GM, meaning that we have built these things to GM specs and actually beyond GM specs. The fitment, quality of the panels. If you guys have checked it out in person, it's pretty much a telltale. I mean, they stand apart from an original. But they come offered in multiple different options, depending on what year. If you're going for a purist, say you have a 69, you want a low hump non-AC, all those are available. All the options between the floors, low hump, high hump, AC, non-AC, the doors, tailgate options, that's all available when you guys want to purchase one of these things. On top of that, we offer all the upgrades, custom firewalls, door latches, all the greatest stuff that everyone's doing in the market now to build a killer truck. Save yourself time in the long run. Let us put it in from the get-go.
So a shave firewall. If you want a shave firewall, you can get a shave firewall. 100%. If you don't want your gas filler in the stock location, you don't have to have that. Yeah, what's some other things that you got? Obviously the high hump, the low hump. So 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. The tailgates, all the tailgates are available. There'll be tailgate options for the latches available here shortly. Tray 5 and LS Fab, working both of them on doing their tailgate latch kits. The Trick Manufacturing Altman latches, we use those on everything. That's one of our top sellers. We push it a lot. It helps us really dial in the doors, the fitment, the gaps, and everything else. When it comes to the firewalls, there's, again, multiple options. Do you want it factory with smooth holes? Do you want it completely smooth panels? Are you going to run a Heart Fab front end kit? Well, you have all the Heart Fab firewalls. There's LS Fab firewalls. Depending on what a guy likes or what kind of engine bay he's going after, we work with all these guys to make your guys' dream easier.
So I would think that you would make them all AC as well, or do some people not want AC?
No. So a lot of these guys, and what I've seen is, the trend now is like, I don't see too many factory purist builds. A lot of these guys are wanting to put their bulkhead or do something custom on the firewall, clean it up where they don't see all the factory holes and AC work and everything else.
I guess I mean dash. So factory AC dash, where you've got your, especially in the 69 to 72, you've got the louvered balls and then the center
vent. Both of those dashes are available. The non-AC obviously isn't going to have that center vent, and it's not going to have the side ball vents. On top of that, we can shave the center of the dashboard if someone's going to do like a Dakota Digital style AC control, a RestoMod control panel. The options to personalize this and make it your own is almost endless. Come give us an idea. Throw it at us. The worst that we can say is no.
And the key is do it at the beginning, right? So if you think you might want to do it, then add it or have that option to add it. And one thing that's cool about the Altman door latches is, for you purists out there, a true 69 to 72 Blazer door will have a reinforcement, and there's a plate there. And some guys don't notice that, and you'll be like, oh, probably has truck doors on it that have been cut down. The Altmint gives it that more integrity because it's really just a plate on your latch. And what that's for was because of the flex in the Blazer tubs, they needed that extra support. So the Altmint gives it that, and you guys have that availability. So the big question is, what's the price? What's the lead time? And then how do you license it?
Yeah, so the tubs themselves, they start at $15,995, and that price gets you your doors and a fully operating functioning tailgate. You tell us what style tailgate, GMC, Chevrolet script, or a smooth one. You tell us what floor, high hump, low hump, AC, non-AC dash firewall, and what your doors you're going to put on it. That's all included in that $15,995 price. From there, we definitely have the option if you guys are looking for a whole complete metal kit. When I say metal kit, this is the whole front end of the truck. This is to make a complete brand new Blazer minus your top. What year do you want?
Well, and that's what I think is kind of funny. You said 69 to 72, but it can be 67 to 72 now because you're going to make that. And if you want that front 67 to 70, 67, 68, you can have that.
It's an option. You know, if you got that envision at the end of the day of what you're going after, let us make it happen for you. You know, the world is crazy. The times right now in this industry is awesome. It's completely awesome, and these Blazers are a very, very popular sought-after item right now.
For sure. I assume rocker boxes, and there's some integrity built in there.
Yep, 100%. All the torque boxes, the rocker box end caps, everything is done to spec, and if not thicker than original. When we put them together, our quality on how we build a complete show truck to putting a body together, it all goes in the same way. So we're taking all the extra care to make sure everything lines up. If it needs to be modified, we'll modify it. I mean, all the hard stuff that needs to happen, we'll take care of beforehand. We want to make sure that when you get this thing in the crate and you open it up or you come pick it up, your jaw drops and you're blown away where you think you're ready to, pretty much you're ready to go to the paint shop.
What's average shipping on something like this, and how do you ship it?
So shipping these things, there's a $1,000 crating fee. What that is going to include is going to be an entire crate, enclosed crate. Whole floor supports all the body mounts, so make sure that this thing does not flex or move around during shipment. Also, being that it's enclosed, nothing's going to hit the sides, bend a quarter panel, something's going to drop something on the top and bend your A-pillar.
Did you by chance see AMD's 73, 74 truck they're giving away?
I know. That is amazing.
Same thing happened. It got hit in shipping, customs or something, and so that cab now is tweaked. But so somebody in the giveaway is getting that. Okay, so $1,000, even if a guy comes and picks it up. Do you discourage that?
No. If he comes and picks it up, it's a $400 base crate. And the reason that we do this, unless you're bringing a chassis to put this thing on, that crate during shipment is going to pick up all your body mounts, all the pickup points to actually mount this thing down to make sure it gets from point A to point B safe and secure. So if a guy is going to come pick it up, it's a $400 crating fee. If we're shipping it, it's $1,000. When it comes to shipping, these things aren't small. It goes truck freight, and it takes up half of a truck freight container. I will tell you right now, the last one that we shipped from Arizona to Florida was a little over $2,000 in shipping. So
seems right about right. Yeah. I mean, $2,000. So factor in another $3,000, and then depending on your upgrade. So you're still $19.99, $99 or whatever, right? You're under $20. They're popular, I'm assuming. What's the lead time on something like this?
Lead time right now, we're quoting about 8 months. There is a large demand. There's a large order list ahead of on our plate right now. If you're thinking about getting one, or you want to get one, I'm going to tell you right now, get on the list sooner or later. As the days go by, the more and more people go on, that lead time's going to continue to go up and up and up.
And what does that take? $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 for you to put your name on a list to get a Blazer tub?
Right now we're doing 50% deposits, depending on whatever the price is on the deposit. If you do a full sheet metal package or if you do just tub itself, 50% down, and the rest of it at the end. When it's ready to ship or you're coming to pick it up, shipping, crating fee, and the rest of the payment will be collected at the very end.
So how do you license it?
Being that we are licensed by General Motors, we are able to provide an MSO, which is a manufacturing sheet of origin. So you can take that MSO and the proof of purchase, the invoice that you'll get from me or a vendor that sells our product or whatnot, you will be able to take that to a DMV. They will give you a brand new VIN number representing exactly what year you are calling it. If it's a 69, if it's a 70, they will license it and title it with a brand new VIN as what it represents. The only 2 states that this does not apply to is A,
California.
B, Michigan. Those 2 states want to title it as a 2022. So there is ways around it. You got a place in Arizona, register it in Arizona, transfer the title back to California. There's ways around it. There's also a million ways how these things get licensed and titles. When you buy something from us, if it's a Blazer or if it's a C10 cab, if it's an AD cab, it's an Apache cab, they all come with all the documentations that anyone needs to get an actual VIN and title for.
Okay, so somebody buys a Blazer, they get it titled, they put their money down. Blazer tops.
We're working on it right now. It's I'm not in the fiberglass business. I'm in the metal business. I'm working with a couple different manufacturers right now that are fiberglass gurus. They are coming. We are doing the research. Right now, I'd say the best thing to do is find yourself a good original for the time being if you're in a hurry.
Good, I've got a few, so my value might have went up. If I sell what I have, I might be able to buy. No, I might be able to buy one of these. I believe last year at SEMA there's a company that had tops. Yeah. Is that still? Do they still? They were like 5,000 to 7,000.
I believe they were around 7 or 8 with the rear hatch. I have not personally tried one. I did see them at SEMA. They looked pretty good.
Last year they weren't there this year.
No, last year I did see them at SEMA and they looked pretty good. Without me physically having one on and saying that this is a premier quality part that I want to offer, I'm not going to offer it.
That's a PQP, premier quality part. You hit up Ross. He's got the parts. So you can order this Blazer tub how you want it. Expect it to be 6 to 12 months. Put 50% down, and you got a first-gen Blazer. Anything else to add?
I mean, there's plenty more to add to these things. I mean, you guys check out the website. I mean, all the parts, glass, window regulators, gauge clusters, everything else that goes with it to complete it. Go on the website, check it out. Customize, build your own Blazer.
Yeah, flush-mounted glass if you want something like that. Yeah. Obviously, fuel tank, so many other things. And obviously, you can get with one of these 10 different chassis companies here. You got a chassis, you got a tub. You're well on your way. Get the garage space opened up. Ross, as always, premier quality parts. He's got you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Hey, guys, I've got Joe Road, Classic Performance Products, CPP back. Joe, let's talk X10 spindles. Go.
Yeah, CPP's one of our most popular parts through the years has been our 2.5-inch drop modular spindles. Really popular part. Well, we've kind of taken that to the next step. We've emulated late model Corvette, Silverado, Chevy technology into our new X10 drop spindles. They use a steel hub, sealed bearing hub, really strong piece.
As you know, Joe, so many guys are building bigger trucks, bigger wheels, bigger brakes, everything bigger and better. Is this X10 something they should be considering?
Oh, absolutely. It's oversized bearings. Definitely great for a guy using big brakes, big wheels, which I'm sure all your guys are.
All right, guys, there you go. If you're looking to upgrade, you need a new spindle anyways. You're going to lower your truck. You're running a bigger wheel, a bigger brake. CPP's got it for you with their new X10 spindle. Joe, as always, thank you. CPP, classicperform.com. It's classicperform.com. Marquet has been in business for over 40 years. It all started in the original owner's garage. From humble beginnings of a couple parts in a garage to a 2-building manufacturing facility making over 6,000 parts, Marquet has grown to be one of the country's premier truck parts manufacturers. They not only design the products, but also design the tooling to build the products, guaranteeing quality control. They have made their original parts from the original trucks. Aluminum strips are double polished, creating a mirror finish, and crystal clear anodized. They offer quality parts built by Americans for old American-made trucks. So when you're looking for body moldings, bed strips, bed wood, and so much more, think Marquet. That's mar-k.com. Hey guys, are you about that life? That air it out lifestyle? You know how good those laid out rides look, right? Well, AccuAir offers premium air suspension solutions for you and your ride. They have products in stock ready to ship, or you can buy from your favorite dealer. So, give them a follow on social media for any product updates and anything new coming out in the future. AccuAir.com. It's that easy. AccuAir.com. So get down. Here we go. I've got Fredo from Drive Rods and Restos.
Out of El Paso, Texas.
But I want to make sure I said it. Drive
Correct.
Rods and Restos.
Correct.
Such a cool name. All right, Fredo. This is a beautiful truck.
Thank
I
you.
love your style.
Appreciate it.
Very clean. And then I found out that you built it and you are thinking it's a daily. So
It is
this
a
looks
daily.
like it's a little too nice to be a daily. I love your daily, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not afraid of, rock chips or anything since, I can do all the paint and, refinishing the car again as many times. We can blast it and bring it down back in, a couple of days.
Well, we're in the TCI booth, so I assume you've got a total cost involved chassis underneath this thing.
Yes,
what was the platform? What was your starting? Did you always know I wanted a C10?
I've always wanted a C10, aside from all my couple of Chevrolets that I owe. But, this C10 and specifically reminds me of Top Gun, the colors, the scheme. It's a fighter. Out of El Paso, there's a lot of good talent, and like the guys down, that you see back there, from TIG welding, fabrication, metal fab, wood fab. The interior guy, which is Flavio, he gets down on the stitching. I have a good team that, help me as well. I brainstorm the ideas, let them know how to help me. Some of the guys don't even work for me. They come in and volunteer. Have a mentor out of El Paso. I don't know if you heard of Rick Stanks, Hector Guerrero. And then my teacher over there is Rick Valdez. I've learned a lot from those guys. 2 years ago, I didn't even know how to TIG weld.
Hey, I just want to say salute to you, Alfredo, because a lot of times people come on here and you just whipped off like 10 people's names. That it's respect, because like you said, you're a team and you couldn't do it without your team. So our audience, it's not that we necessarily need to hear that, but it's cool that you're giving the love back to your interior guy, to the guys that are doing all this work for you. You have the vision, a team, and you bring it together. And do you have a name for this truck?
The name? Yeah, Top Gun.
Let's work our way front to back. You've got the Hot Rod Innovations front, so it's a 70, but for the audience, if you remember, Hot Rod Innovations makes kind of a grill set that makes it a 70 look like a 67, 68. Yep. And then what do you got here, kind of, who made your valance, I guess? Is that
as well from Jason? The bumper as well is tucked in. Did some of the fab, to tuck it in a little bit more, be closer to the fender. As you can see, the vents and the lights are custom made as well, and at the bottom for the driving lamps.
So you got a 6.0, you're running, you're turboed. It obviously scoots. You built it to run hard.
Yes.
What's your plan with this thing?
Yeah, plan with it. Probably talking to Jason. Start doing some pro touring in Texas. Start trialing. The guys are afraid it's nice and shiny, but like I told you, I'm not afraid of doing rock chips on this truck. Next year we'll bring it, and it'll be a truck that has been truly driven.
Flush mount front glass, flush mount rear glass. You've got the black accents from the C10 badging to the door handles to the key, the mirrors. You got the Mustang mirrors, which are Veneta fab. You've got a two-tone on the mirror. Really brought it all together with the Top Gun. And I don't know, what do you call that little fin? That thing's awesome.
It's just a down
splitter.
Yeah, downforce splitter. Just for basically putting the truck a little bit on the ground. Hopefully it helps in the track.
Yeah, I mean, this thing, I can't wait for you to shake it down. When, what's next? I mean, have you put in a lot of miles on it? Was this the debut to get it here and get it done?
Honestly, and to be 100% honest, it's the debut. We just finished it Thursday night. Well, I still got to do some adjustments tonight so we can able to roll it. And, it's braking good. It's moving good. Everything's been shaking down from the road down. I didn't drive it, but it was trailing in. I got to make some adjustments to the suspension since it's settled. So freshly built. So, tomorrow we'll see how it runs.
Looks like you got some Willwood brakes, 6-piston, 14-inch?
14-inch.
And then US Mag Ramblers?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Now let's look at this inside. He's got, I don't know what gauges. Obviously, your bezel's like a recessed. You've got a clear setup there. You've got a big old monitor. Okay, so you got the Holley digital screen.
The 12.3. running off, Terminator X as well. It was modified to fit in. A lot of the guys, been seeing that setup. They're telling me that they're buying them. They can't fit them. We just recessed the screen, and I mean, it fits like a glove. Just a little bit of modifications, and it'll work.
Yeah, so the screen is pushed back, and then he's got the kind of a flush mount glass. It definitely looks cool. RestoMod, I'm assuming. It's got 2 centered vents, and then you've got some normal position, but dropped a little lower. Really, love the color of your leather. It's going to be, it looks like it's going to be pretty comfortable.
Yes, it's tobacco leather. Looks pretty cool. It's very comfortable, very fresh. Being in El Paso, being in the desert like here in Arizona, we need something that's not going to stick on your back.
You did a good job too. So the bed floor, you guys have seen this before, right? Bed floor is raised pretty much so that the inner tubs are just underneath the bed rails. I love that look. It looks clean, just right.
Yes, raised it 6 3/4. Not just because tubbing, also for the frame to be raised a little bit. The notch on the frame, it requires a little bit of raising on the bed, and this is not your typical wood floor. It's actually a steel floor. So it was quite a bit, some hours, fabricating, measuring, and making it happen.
What was your hardest part when you look at the journey, and how long did this take?
It took us 2 months to build it from start.
2 months?
Yes.
2 months.
2 months.
Nobody builds a truck in 2 months. Not one that looks like this.
2 months to build it. It's like, again, we emphasize, we have a good team that works with me hours and hours. They stay after hours, and the thrill of building the car is, like I tell them, it's not driving them, it's building them. Wow. So, yeah.
2 months, man. So there must have been some, you're going to run into things that you don't have time to figure out. So, I mean, that's tough.
Yes, it's tough and stressful, but my guys know me. We know each other. They support me. They back down when they need to, and it's a group of friends that I have, that it's hard to find these days.
I'll tell you what, Alfredo, Top Gun, beautiful looking C10. Can't wait to see you rip this thing all over the course. Love the truck, love the build. Again, remind us on the Instagram so we can push guys to check this out.
It's Drive Routes in Resto out of El Paso, Texas. Also, you can find me at driveautocollision.com.
Awesome. Check it out, guys. I'll do some videos. Thank you, Alfredo.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
Yep. Florida. Are you kidding me? I've got Mike Bigelow, no relation to Deuce Bigelow, but Mike might be a male gigolo. Right. All right, I'll stop with the rhymes. I'm a poet and don't know it. Yeah. I came over to the RS, the Roadster Shop booth, and I saw this truck, and I love your style, brother. I love what you did. And then you told me that you're from Florida.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
30. Came all the way out from Florida.
Yep. 30 hours pulling it out here. Crazy story. Supposed to pick my wife up at the airport. Hurricane comes in, cancels all flights, so I'm flying solo this weekend.
No, she was going to come to Phoenix.
Yeah, she was going to.
The hurricanes in Florida stopped the flights.
Yeah, stopped all the flights Wednesday and Thursday, so we just decided, just stay home. So.
Well, I wish she was here to experience it with you. She's not going to believe the craziness.
I know it. Yeah,
but your debut in Sweet Tina.
Sweet Tina. Yeah.
Tell us about this build. Now you said 5 years you've been working on this, and you came. This is a debut at the Get Down.
Yeah. My goal was I've always kind of seen Dinos, in magazines and stuff. It was a goal. Started building this thing and. Bought it in 2017. Been building it for 5 years. Was hoping I was going to make it last year. Not even close. So it's been done about probably 4 months now. Got like 400 miles on it.
And you're a one-man show, a garage builder. What's your story? This doesn't look like a garage build, Mike.
Yeah, no, I'm just building them one at a time. I kind of go over the top with them. Build it at home. Had some help from Josh Hart with some metal work and my tubs and stuff. And
you ever heard of a guy named Delmo?
Yeah.
I feel like when I saw this is a Delmo style.
Yeah.
And that is a compliment because I like his style and I like your style.
Yeah. Now I kind of got some ideas from Delmos. There's some Delmo parts on here. My valve cover adapters are Delmos. I'm running a Drive Junkie front runner system like Delmos run. So there was some, picking some ideas up from a little bit of
ideas and influences. Yeah. What was the truck like originally?
It was originally came out of the Lamrick auction in Prairie, Nebraska. Fella bought it in from Michigan, towed it up there, didn't touch it. In 2017, I found it on Craigslist. I got it. It was awesome patina. Wasn't really looking for a patina truck, but found the patina truck, and it was so nice I had to keep it. It was 6-cylinder, 3 on the tree, 4 flat tires,
You ever heard of another guy, and I hate to keep comparing it, but a guy by the name of Keith Stevens. So it's N2 Billet.
Yeah.
He built a truck called Lucy, and it was on the cover of Street Trucks, and it was like a dark blue 67 with a white top.
Right.
And you've got it, man. You really did a great job of blending the patina, the sweet tina, and then making all the right stuff modern.
Yep. No, I haven't heard of him, but
I'll show you some pictures.
Yeah. I mean, I did like the style. I kind of cleaned it up under the hood, made it look really clean. Cleaned it up in the cab. It's all original body metal. It's all original trim. Just polished it out and stuff. Just an awesome truck.
It just looks really dry.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know how I wanted to finish it. I see a lot of guys clear coating it and stuff, and I found the Sweet Patina products online, so I did the Century polish to kind of brighten it up, and then the rust spots I hit with that patina sauce.
What do you think happened to the top there? For the audience, you've got a seafoam green truck. You've got so it is a two-tone truck, but it's only the white top.
Yeah.
And then on the top of the hood, and because this truck is slammed all the way down, it's on what RS chassis is it?
It's on the spec chassis.
Okay, spec series. So then we can see, at 6 foot tall, you can see the top of the roof, and it looks like somebody, it's a strap, something rubbed on there.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that, because when I first got the truck, and if you look at the hood, there's these circular scratch marks all over the hood, and I couldn't figure it out. Well, I got a hold of the auction company, Vanderbrink Auctions, that put on that auction out there for Lambrick, and they sent me pictures of this truck before they pulled it out of wherever it was stored for 40 years. And it was nosed up to a tree, and those were tree branches rubbing on the hood and on the roof of it, which is, I think, is just awesome.
Oh, that's even cooler. So like the wind, and it would just throughout the day. So Mother Nature doing what it does made Sweet Tina. Inside of the motor area is absolutely gorgeous. And then I really like what you did with the seats. You got a newer steering wheel, you got a tilt column, and then you got the slosh tubs buddy buckets. But the most important thing that you did, really, and you got to hear this, I think it's important, but in my opinion, and it's just one dude, is the white leather with the 50s, 60s era Ciadella, whatever she does, right? Gina over there. That looks like a car interior inset, but it really gives a lot of class to this truck. And a 68, people will say, I do think, a 67, 68 is probably about the classiest truck you're going to see. It's a very classy truck.
Yeah. No, I have to credit my wife with the interior white leather seats. You're going way out on a limb with it. She suggested it. We did it. I think it just works with the truck together. The slosh tubs, the fabric inserts. I believe it's out of like a 63 Impala or something.
Did you get it from Ciadella?
No.
Okay.
And
she's your local, and for all these cars of that era, she's the go-to. Gina at Ciadella Interiors.
I wish I'd have known that, because I searched forever trying to find this, and I just kept
on rub it in, though. She's got it all in stock. It's super cool that I get to see the hood right now, so I can't wait to show the audience that. I'll take a picture. Love the dash, so you added a little touch there. Instead of just a regular vinyl style, you put a little leather on it. You've got your kick panel speakers. That's very classy and very well done. Why did you go with the 6-speed versus an automatic?
I just thought, I've done other trucks and they've all been automatic, and I just think, manual transmission screams hot rod. I was like, the next one I'm doing, I'm putting a manual in it. So,
Was it initially a 4-speed?
No. It was a 3-speed on the
Okay, so it was a clutch. Yeah. So you did have a pedal. You had a third pedal.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the next question would be, some guys will go with a raised bed floor, and you went with more just a high hump.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep the hump in the middle and then keep the depth on the front, in front of it and behind it, just to kind of keep my coolers, my chairs, kind of keep everything down so nothing's sticking up over the top. I've got the roaster shop chassis under it, and a lot of guys will do it where they can pick, lift the bed up where you can see under it, and it's a shame you can't see it, but I kind of gave that up, but I just wanted to keep everything low as possible.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Mike, at the end of the day, we know what's underneath there.
Yeah.
I like how your concept of, hey, when this thing's rolling,
yeah,
you can't see shit, and you can't see my chairs, you can't see my coolers, because I've got it all essentially recessed. And then, hell, you've got a 50s, 60s cooler to boot.
Yeah, it was. My wife found that at a thrift store, I think in South Carolina, paid like $20 for it. I think it's probably from the 50s at least, and it's really cool. If you open it up, you know, it's still got the ice pick in it in the bottle opener, which is crazy.
Yeah, he just opened it. It's old school, and in the top of the lid, it's got a little holder for a little, you know, it could kill somebody, ice pick.
That's right.
And then an old school metal, you know, can opener. So that's super cool. Yeah. As I've kind of looking through, I don't want to skip over those door panels. Yeah. So you got a 68, but you know that's kind of a 67 thing that you'll see where, I'm sorry, a 72 thing where you'll see those pushed out. You did a good job of that too. You kind of, that's something you don't see all the time.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of dress it up. I wanted to kind of incorporate the fabric in it. I just didn't want a pull handle on it. I want to give it a little. I tried to keep the inside of the cab as original as possible. I dressed up the door panels just a little bit. So I just think it, you know, kind of works together.
Yeah, it's a very classy truck. Are these actual wood? What do you got going on here?
Yeah, this is Bedwood's product. They've got a new product. The name of it escapes me, but it's the wood product that they put it in a kiln and heat it up to like 400 degrees, and that wood's supposed to age really quickly and turn gray, and will kind of match the rest of the theme.
Yeah, we need to go find that tree and cut it down. That did all this, added this character, and then make that bed wood. Okay, so now I'm just making my way to the back of this truck.
Yeah.
Now, that tailgate doesn't necessarily match the rest of the truck.
Yeah.
Because it's got a lot of character.
Yeah, it's got a lot of dents in it. And if you look in the bed of the truck, when I got the truck, it was full of, it had fence post in the back, barbed wire in the back. And if you look at the bed of it, you can really tell this truck was worked. And the tailgate is like flattened out, about as thin as you can get it. It's got a whole lot of, it's still got concrete on it. Dried concrete on it. When I got the truck, it had receipts in the glove box for, you know, fence post and concrete and barbed wire and stuff. So I don't know if it was a farmer had it or a fence company or something, but you can tell it's been worked.
Yeah, I love it. I love that you left it. And just for the audience, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's just that the truck is that good and that you don't really have much character denting. And then you come around to the tailgate, you're like, oh, this thing is a work truck, which, I mean, the damn thing's freaking 60 years old. Right. Another thing that you do have on a tailgate, and I know you probably know how it got there, is you've got the old, I had a trailer hitch ball, and I opened the tailgate, and it went so low, and it right by the R, so, you know, dead center. The R is, you know, there's obviously 9 letters in Chevrolet, and the R is right in the middle, and boom, you've got a little 2-inch ball mark.
Yeah, we've all been there, you know.
That's been my calf or my shin a few times.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got brand new pickup trucks got the same dent in it.
Did you end up making those rear tubs, or did Josh make those?
Josh Hart did all the. I went to him for the front tubs because he was making the tubs for the 22s. I wanted to run 22s on it, and then once I got up there, we talked about the back, and he ended up tubbing it out in the back for me as well.
Awesome, awesome. Let me go check out what wheels you got here because I didn't even take a look. Looks like Billet Specialties, and those are the salt flat style.
Yeah.
Love it because you've got a pewter insert, and you've got a real nice lip. What size wheels?
22 by 12s in the back, 22 by 8.5 in the front.
Okay, I would have never won that bet on the 12. Right. So you've obviously, your offset, you've got a big lip. I mean, you've got a 6-inch lip minimum.
Yeah. I think it was 5.5-inch offset is what I got in.
Awesome. And then new trim and new bumpers?
No, original trim, believe it or not.
Shut the front door.
Original trim on everything, both sides, and even around the windows. Found a guy back home in Benel, Florida. He's a Greek guy, and it was beat up pretty good because this thing was a work truck. And had heard he could do anything in the world with metal. Took it to him to see what he could do with it. And when I went and picked it up, it was unbelievable.
Well, I mean, I don't even hardly believe it's so shiny. It looks brand new. There's not a dent or a ding in it. And then when, you found the right guy, my brother.
No, for sure.
Okay, it might even have had a camper. I don't know. Look at that B post on the passenger side. It's got some rubbish. So either way, more character. Got a little love up front here. I just love how you classed the whole thing up. You did a great job. It's been a 5-year journey. What's the reaction been this week?
People have loved it. You know, I mean, you know, when you build these things, you know, you love them, but you don't know if everybody else is really going to appreciate what you've got. So I've been really happy with the.
Good. And the other thing that we have to remind each other is that this journey started in 2017.
Right.
And the journey and the map and the roadmap changes. And you're like, am I still going with the same plan? And you buy the parts and you do it. And it's kind of a neat testament that you had a vision, you went with it, and you're the success of it, and people are loving it even to this day, based upon a 5-year plan.
No doubt. It, like I said, it's gratifying when people come around and at a show like this, people know what they're looking at. So when someone comes up and gives you a compliment, it's the real deal.
And I hate to jump ahead because I feel like you're going to drive it for a while.
Yeah.
What happens if somebody comes up and says, Mike, I want to buy your truck?
Yeah. Well, they've already tried a couple times. I just tell them, I said, don't give me a number because I'm not ready yet. I'm still breaking the motor in at this point. So,
what's the shakedown been? I mean, we got 500 miles on it?
360.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still under 5.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's.
Well, like you said, 4 months, you're like getting it done and working it out. Yeah, I could see where somebody's going to want this truck, and you're going to have to make that decision. And really, that comes down: are you a builder or are you a driver?
I honestly, once I get them built like this, I love it, and I enjoy it. But I really enjoy the build. Just finding the parts, making things fit. The vision that I have and trying to pull the whole thing off. So, I think. I'm going to drive it for a while and then start on something else.
Yeah, get them up in 2023. Give them some time.
That's right.
I assume when you say I'm going to start on something else, I assume you probably have 2 or 3 ready and waiting.
Yeah, I don't have them yet, but I was born in 1964, so I'm probably going to do a 64 next. I haven't done. I did a 55 prior to this. I've done this body style, so the one in between is the 64. So that'll probably be my next project.
Okay, I love those trucks.
Yeah.
Some really cool colors in those trucks. If you could pick a color, which one would you pick?
It's kind of hard to beat this green.
Seafoam green.
It's kind of hard to beat that. Everybody loves that color. So if I find the right truck, yeah.
Yeah, I love them. There's a buddy of mine, GMC Avenue. He has one called the Mayor, and Dell built it, and it's got the baby blue and the white. Oh man, that just speaks to me. So I hope you find the right one. You obviously will. You'll have some coin, or that it's going to work out. But yeah, I think that's cool that you'll build the 64. And if you go with your style, I think it's cool. Trust your style, Mike, because what you're doing is working.
I appreciate it, man. I really do.
Okay, so Weekend, is it best to follow you at Sweet Tina? Is that your IG?
Yeah, that's my Instagram, sweet_Tina68.
Okay, so sweet_TINA 68.
Yeah.
All right, and you can check out the build. Do you have some progress of the build, like a 5-year journey, or what do you have on there? Truck's done. Here's some pictures of it.
No. Well, it's funny you say that. I just got the truck done. I just did the Instagram page, so I am going to go back and load it up so you could kind of follow the build with me.
Good. I think you should. People will like that, and we'll tell people, go check out Mike Bigelow, check out Sweet Tina 68. Love the truck. Good luck and sweet travels home. I hope it goes safe, and tell your wife that when she listens to this, that you kicked ass at Get Down, and the Arizona guys and everybody else. This huge show. Love your truck.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mike. Hey, I don't know if today's your lucky day, but I do know whose lucky day it is. It's Saturday the 12th. We're at the second day of the Get Down, and I've got Mr. Lonnie Sumner, the beyond lesser half of this relationship. Like, I'm saying it maybe 60-40. So his wife, Molly Sumner, won the motor, technically. So what did she do? She filled it out, and you drove in, and she got the ticket?
We both filled out a ticket, one yesterday, one today, and she got the one today.
Well, she's the winner. Now the biggest question is if she's going to give it to you, Lonnie.
We're negotiating right now, and it's tough. It's tough.
Hey, let me in on this negotiation. See what I can do. So Molly's in the background. You can hear her, but she's like, hey, I'm talk to Lonnie. He knows a little bit more about what I actually won because she's not all that sure. But you won an LT4 supercharged. I mean, it's about a $25,000 motor from GM Performance. So what's the plans? Congratulations.
Well, thank you. It's all a little blurry right now. We've got 4 or 5 projects that could go in, so we've got to figure out which one it's going to be. I'm in San Diego. Smog's going to be an issue on a lot of the stuff, so I've got to figure out what it can go in that the governor will let us play around with. So
now, does it work? And I don't know, obviously, because I'm not in California, but if you put it in something older than 75, it doesn't matter, correct? Is that how that works?
That's true. That's true.
That's why if you got a 75 or older over there, they want to keep it, but 76 or newer. Unless, I'll give you guys a little secret. I'm sure a lot of people know this by now. If you get an 80, 81 diesel cab or VIN, then you're exempt, which is ironic because you would think for sure a diesel would be a lot more dirtier than an unleaded vehicle. But okay.
Especially those back then.
Yeah, exactly. Those old like 350 style. So you've got a few different, what are you thinking?
Well, if I can get the smog figured out, there's a 77 Chevy that I'm building right now. But that's like 2 years past the cutoff. So we'll see. There might be a way to do it, but we're figuring it out. And then there's all kinds of 50s and 60s stuff in the backyard. So we'll figure something out. We were really planning on it.
You guys have a great problem to have. So Molly, I'm going to put it on you a little bit. Obviously, you want a motor. It's a lot of value. You're here at a car show, so you understand, enough of it. You've probably been going to car shows your whole marriage. But it's cool anytime you win something, whether you know what it's worth or not, or you know what you're going to do with it, right?
Yeah, that is true. I was shocked, though, for quite a while, and I still am. Yeah.
When I came up, she was watching the live feed that I did just so she could hear it, because she didn't really even hear it. You probably heard like 3 or 4 people yelling your name, and you're like, wait a minute, is that me?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And he said my last name wrong, so I wasn't quite sure if he said my name or not.
You're like, hey, are you looking for Molly Summer or Molly Sumner? But either way, I got you. You're like, either way, I'll change my name. I want the motor. So, yeah, super duper congrats. So now you got to get it home, but you brought a 2-door Tahoe.
Yeah, my buddy's here with me, and he brought his work truck, so we can slide it right in. What we're going to do with it when we get it home, that I don't know. Where it's going to go, where it's going to sit. So that's still a lot of questions.
Well, we'll be watching. You guys can check it out. I believe it's Lonnie_Sumner. Yeah. So SUMNER, Lonnie_Sumner. He's got some old trucks. He's got some not quite so old trucks. He's got plenty of options for the motor. And I hope, let's put it on you here. Okay, so he needs to do what to kind of like, are we talking a dinner? We're talking a 2-day weekend at a resort? How does in this negotiation, how does he secure this motor?
You're not married, are you? Really? You're young. Oh, but you're very young though. So there's a lot of moving parts here. Yeah. But we're always negotiating.
All right, I like it. Well, I hope she gets something, a steak dinner, a massage, a back rub. I don't know. Whatever it takes, Lonnie, make it happen.
I can do this. Been doing it my whole marriage. So.
That's right. You got it. Yeah, this ain't your first rodeo. To the Sumners, Molly and Lonnie, thank you guys for your time. Congratulations on winning the motor.
Thanks, Ronnie. Excited.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Okay, take care.
When you're looking for classic Chevy or GMC truck parts, BrothersTrucks.com is your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck restoration parts. So whether you are restoring an original or looking to customize that classic truck, BrothersTrucks.com has thousands of the highest quality truck parts for you to choose from. So head over to BrothersTrucks.com and order your free catalog today. And don't forget to follow Brothers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates and special offers too.
Since the 1960s, US Mags has held the title for the longest-running custom wheel tradition. Experience the wheels that made history and set the trends for American truck culture for decades to come. From cast wheels to full custom 1- and 2-piece forged wheels, US Mags keeps you and your truck in mind with every new design and model. Our cast wheel series are designed specifically for Chevy trucks and are stocked and ready to ship, giving you the wheels you need when you need them with perfect fitment. Set your ride apart with our custom forged wheels, available in just about any finish and fitment desired. US Mags are guaranteed to distinguish your style and attitude from the rest.
Hey guys, I've got Andrew from Painless Wiring on. Andrew, what's the latest?
Just working on producing these GM truck harnesses. They're our best moving vehicle specific, and we're just, super excited to be able to service such a great community of truck guys.
Made in the USA. You guys are probably cranking them out nonstop. A ton of our audience is out there buying these trucks, building these trucks, and they know, hey, Painless Performance has got me taken care of.
Factory options, aftermarket stuff. If you have any questions, call our tech guys. They'll walk you through anything you need to know, and we'll make sure your truck gets wired up right the first time.
If you want to clean up your underdash, you want to clean up your chassis, it's that easy. Painlessperformance.com, painlessperformance.com. Thanks, Andrew. Damn, son. How about, I guess, kind of a couple and a cousin? I guess we can call it that. But I've got Jose. He's over here with his 50. And then I've got Kevin and Erika. I almost said Angela, but we're going to go with Erika because that's actually her name. Yeah. You just got married, bro. Take it easy. All right, so we've got a honeymoon phase. We've got a long travel, but these three came out of Hotlanta. I talked to Jose. He's like, dude, we drove out because, hey, I'll instead of me tell a story, you tell a story. So what were you guys thinking to come out to the Get Down all the way from Georgia?
So we've flown out here 2 years in a row. We've seen all these badass trucks and just the quality, and everybody's enjoying it, cruising, driving. So this year we made it a plan to bring the trucks out and actually get them to the point where we could bring them, enjoy them, cruise with everybody, show what we got, and also enjoy everybody else's builds too. So.
Yeah, and I mean, that's so awesome because that's really what it's all about. I mean, getting behind the wheel and making that journey. And let's be honest, that takes balls, right? I mean, to get behind what is the total mileage?
It was 1900. I think 1902 or something like that, yeah. Yeah.
We'll round up 2,000. I'm down. So 2,000 to and fro. Now here's where it really gets good. So Kevin and Angela, yeah. Kevin and Erika just got married. So let's just go with the boss here, okay, Erika? You guys built this truck for your wedding, yes. A honeymoon present to each of you, and now you're starting this journey and driving from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, all the way here, 2,000 miles. That was just the beginning.
Yes, we're going to LA and then up the Pacific Coast Highway to San Francisco. Then we're going to go down to Las Vegas and back home.
Wow, it's going to be a journey. And you're going to do it solo in your 1970 C10.
Yep, 1970 C10, no AC, no power steering, no heaters, no wipers, But yeah, we're out here enjoying the drive. On rubber bands, for sure.
Well, let me just say that your new wife, and not versus your old wife, Angela, is amazing. So, I mean, no AC. You got the windows down, the wing windows open, and just enjoying the road.
We're Honda guys. We're OG Honda guys. So I mean, nobody really had AC back in the day. So, but now we're getting old, and we kind of need those, commodities. So, AC coming soon.
All right, so what's the hardest part? You're stuck in the cab. Do you drive? Do you switch off? Do you put ear pods on? Do you just enjoy the time? Take us into 5 minutes of what Erika's thinking when you're driving, across country. Why did I do this?
No, I mean, we've been doing this stuff the whole time we've been together. We've been together 14 years. So, we started with Hondas. We have Honda race cars. And so I'm used to no AC. We just put the windows down and enjoy our time together. We did initially say we were going to switch out driving, but he's been driving and leading the way. So it's been fun.
Now, are you a planner? Do you have like more of it planned? Like, here's the stop, here's where we got to get. I already got the hotel, or we just drive and wherever we end up, you get tired, I get tired, we stop and get a hotel.
So I'm the planner, and he's the let's wing it kind of person. So I told him we had to plan something. So I wanted to make sure I had stops planned, but we don't have any hotels booked, no Airbnbs. We've just been doing it along the way, and it's been stressful, but super fun. I mean, we always have the best time when we wing it.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. Kevin, I mean, you're normal. You're a guy. She's normal. She's a girl. She wants it planned out, ready to rock. And you're like, we'll figure it out, babe. It just happens. It always works out.
For sure, yeah, man. I'm usually the type of person where it's just like, hey, let's go do this. Cool. If it works out, it doesn't. If it does, cool. But yeah, for sure. She's definitely the more planned. She's got a little vacation binder and stops and all that. So, but yeah.
Yeah, you did good, man. You married the right one. So, what's your tool set look like? I mean, when you guys are driving this far and you're coming out, do you have a lot of tools? Are you prepared? Do you buy water pumps and do you buy thermostats, or what's your your bare necessities?
Yeah, so on the prep to come over here, we pretty much both checked all our cooling system to make sure it was good, make sure our tires were good, we had our alignment, the exhaust was done up right so it wouldn't fall off, halfway down the road. But yeah, pretty much on our tool set, we brought a pretty good amount of tools. We both got toolboxes. Yeah, we both brought impacts. We both got jacks. We both brought 2 extra sets of spares. So we were pretty ready. And we bought extra fuel, little gallons, so just in case we run out on the side of the road. So we packed as much as we could in a comfortable manner. But yeah, I mean, if anything happens, we do have enough tools to try to fix it. So.
Well, and the hard part is it does feel good when you're with somebody else, right? So Jose, Kevin, you guys are driving your trucks. but now you're gonna have a breakup here like tomorrow. So you guys are can continue the journey out west, and you're turning around going home. I mean, are you stressed at all about that, or do you have some other guys that you could link up with? Because I know like Robbie from United by Trucks, for example. There's got to be more guys that are headed back to Georgia.
Yeah. There's a good amount of people heading back. I kind of got this. I don't know if it's a weird idea or just a random idea where I want to stop and fish along the way and catch a fish in every state before I make it back to Georgia. So I brought my whole tackle box and I brought 2 fishing poles. So whatever's pretty much close off of I-10, if I can get to it and catch a fish, I'm going to try to. That's kind of a random idea that I had. So
well, I'm going to help you out with that here once we get off the record, because the audience doesn't care about fishing holes. At least I don't. Well, if you know me at all, Jose, which I can't sit still for 5 minutes. So fishing has never been it's never been a big thing for me. Maybe fly fishing, but just generic fishing. All right, we digress. So you're going to head back tomorrow. You're going to head up the coast and then work your way all the way home. Yeah. Same, you got all kinds of parts. You got everything for. Is that a 5.3?
5.3. We got extra bags. We have extra line, air fittings. Like I said, pretty much anything to do a motor slot, pretty much, besides the motor. But almost everything, on the truck when we built it, we made everything accessible. Everything is, can be quickly interchanged just for that reason, for trips. So we wanted to build a driver, something that if you drive it and it breaks, you can go to any auto parts store, get parts. It's not like custom one-off, stuff.
You guys are the epitome of drive your shit. One time a guy told me, start the way you want to finish. And I tell you what, you started the way you want to finish, right? So Erika is a car girl, a truck girl, and you guys are doing it up right. It's going to be fun. I'm sure you have plenty of fun stops along the way. How long are you thinking for this journey to go out west and get back home? Are you like, I got to be to work next Monday, or what's it like?
We planned 3 weeks, so we spent 1 week coming out here, and so we have 2 more weeks. But we could play it by ear. My boss was really cool with this, so she was like, send me pictures, I can't wait. And so she said if we need more time, we have more time.
Nice. And is it one of those things too where you're kind of like, hey, we don't really have that plan, so it kind of lets you have that flexibility to see different things, go to different parks, and just enjoy it. And it does seem like it's a great time of year to do it because the weather's perfect out here, at least on this side of town. So safe travels. Where can we follow you guys on social media?
So you can follow me at The Real Big Mac on IG, and also our shop Instagram, which is Sneaky Sancho Speed Shop. Either one of those, and you can find me, Jose, on there. Jose's what? Jose J. Garcia _ EK. And what are you?
I'm Erika _ K20.
K20, now we got a whole nother, she just opened up a whole nother window for me. That K20, does it mean like what I think it means, K20?
Yeah, I have no. I have a Honda K20.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what that means. All right, so okay, we're off that. Erika K20. Now going back to the real deal, Holyfield Big Mac. So it's the Real Big Mac.
Yeah, the Real Big Mac.
One word, underscores.
The _real _ Big Mac with the K, and then Sneaky Sancho Speed Shop is all together.
Okay, so I get the K part now, right? The Big Mac. All right, so Kevin, the Real Big Mac, Kevin with the K. And then Jose's, again, just to repeat it, is J.Garcia _ EK. He's got it out. You guys check them all out. He's got a 50. He's got a 70. They're married. Honeymoon trip. Coming to the Get Down. Rolling out west. Good luck. Safe travels. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, bro. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate the interview, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck, not Angela.
Chevy only, baby.
Chevy only. Yeah. If you got a Honda K20, I don't even know what that is. How about Mr. Lee Warner out of Austin, Texas? I met Lee at the East Valley pre-party and just stumbled upon this real unsuspecting, sweet little 77 GMC Heavy Half Sierra, yellow trim, white truck, red interior. But the funny thing is what I liked about his truck, and I told him, I said, dude, I love the bed floor because it's a working truck and it's not dinged up, beat up. It's just paint wore off. So it's got a ton of character. So Lee, thanks for coming on the podcast. Thanks for taking time. It's Saturday. You guys are out in the sun, enjoying the weather, enjoying just this crazy show. Tell us a little bit about your truck, how you got it, and you know what all you did to it.
Sure, man. So about 4 years ago, I found this truck. Just love the killer patina on it. The original 454 had blown up, so it was just a roller. I'm in Texas. I find this thing, work a deal with the dude, end up getting it shipped back to Texas where it sat for a couple years. Earlier this year, we decided to build it.
When you said you got it shipped out to Texas, I think you stole it from Arizona, right?
Yeah,
down in Tucson. Okay, so Arizona, Tucson truck.
Yep, and now it's back. But we'll be taking it back.
Just for a visit.
Yeah, just for a visit, and we're going to be doing some more tinkering on it. But yeah, it's been a great build over 7 months, working with a shop out of Austin area, Speed Nuts. Cody over there has been great. We kind of went through the design and full build over there, and it's got a 8100 big block with a Whipple supercharger, 4L80E behind it, modern vintage electronics. It's pretty well set up. I mean, it's a great running and driving truck.
Well, because you already had a big block, it was a 454 truck, I assume you said, hey, well, we had a big block, we're going to keep it a big block.
Yeah, we had to go big block on it. I mean, I was tinkering with the LS thing. Yeah, LS is badass, but it deserved a big block. So we had to go big block. I saw the 8100. It just was a match. So that's why we went.
What kind of fuel mileage you getting with this thing?
Probably like 10 or 12 maybe.
Yeah, well, I got 9 out of Yellowstone once I put the 4L80, and I might get 10 out of Orange Slice, but that Turbo 400 is not all that friendly. Such a cool build. I mean, did you struggle with leaving some of the stuff alone, or where? That's always the hard part. Like, where do you end and where do you start, and where do you want to paint everything? And then you've got a really good blend here.
Yeah, thanks. We tore it all apart. I wanted to keep it like as authentic as I could. Some stuff was damaged and I had to replace it, like the carpet, the seat cover, stuff like that, wear and tear items. But we're trying to keep it correct to the truck as much as we can. So trying not to paint anything we don't have to, and trying to keep it as nice as we can. So, yeah.
Well, now one thing I remember, you said that you had to find a different tailgate. I once bought a truck just to buy the tailgate. So she wouldn't sell me the tailgate. I bought the truck. I swapped the tailgates, I sold the truck. So I just wanted the damn tailgate. Yep. Somehow you end up getting a tailgate that matches from the inside. So again, for the audience, remember, I love the inside of his bed floor, his fender wells, the bed lip, and you find a white square body GMC. Well, it's got the band, so you don't have the impression there, that's fine. But the scraping looks 100% like it's part of this truck.
Yeah, so I had to go out of my way. I drove to Dallas, made, I don't know, I guess, what is that, a 6-hour round trip just for this tailgate. The guy pulled it off a truck that he was parting out for me. Obviously, I had to pay a premium for it, but it looked right. So when I got the truck, the tailgate was all tacoed. We had to do a little blend back there to kind of make it look right, but, it's as good as we could come up with. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a pretty well-fitting tailgate for it.
Yeah, for sure. I just love it. It's got the heavy half stickers. He's got the US Mag Sierras. He's got the yellow trim. You got the red GMC on your B post. Interior's that sexy Merlot color. Got that, kind of adds a little richness to it. Small mirrors. You never had big mirrors. You never had to fill any holes there?
Nope. That is all on the SPID, man. This is the way she came. That's one thing that attracted me to it. When I saw it, how well optioned it was everything that I would imagine if I built one back then. So
that's exactly what I tried to do with Orange Slice. I love it. How long have you had it?
So it's been 4 years. We just built it this year, but I've been warehousing it and kind of just brainstorming, over the years what to do, and finally got around to do it for Dino. So
hey, good move on buying it when you did buy it. Good job on finding it, and then really at this stage just doing what you did. One thing I told him, I said, Lee, I love your truck. If I ever see the bed of this truck painted, I'll probably just knock you out. So don't mess with the damn truck. Now, I gave you a name for it. I don't know if it sticks. Do you like the name, or do you have another name, or what are you thinking?
I don't know. I was thinking Lee 15, but I don't know. Since it's a 15, C15, I don't know.
Yeah, Sierra Lee? Yeah, Sierra. So for the audience, I told him it's pretty fly for a white guy because it's all white truck with yellow trim. I love the truck. I love that you kept it big block. Everything about it. Where can we check you out on social, on IG?
Apache Lee.
Okay, no underscores?
Nope, just Apache Lee.
Apache Lee, easy money. Love it. Sierra Lee, Apache Lee. I'm just saying, you got a few different markers there. Yep. Thanks for your time. Thanks for the interview. Love your truck, brother.
Ronnie. Love C10 Talk. Appreciate it.
Well, back to CorvAIR Talk. We've got Wayne from Dick Industries, Inc. and fresh from SEMA, fresh from the Hoonigan, out of controlness, one of the raddest, baddest CorvAIR van Chevrolet mid-mount ramp trucks. Wayne, dude, Calgary, right? Alberta?
Lethbridge, Alberta.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming down. Thanks for coming down to the Get Down your first time.
It is.
Tell us about your experience of the show, and then we'll talk about your CorvAIR.
Yeah, absolutely. So this Dinos Git Down, this is absolutely the best show I've ever been to. I've never experienced so many just down-home people and a good time. Like, this has the best vibe here of any show I've ever been to.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger because of that, right?
Yeah.
Because the people, the vibe, the funk, the fun, the flow, it's all here. So I'm glad you guys made it down and you get to experience it.
Yeah, it's been a great time. Had a blast.
So tell us a little bit about this thing. How did you get this thing? What's the story on you and the little CorvAIR truck?
So I found this truck probably 10 or 12 years ago in a wrecking yard in Idaho, but they wanted $700. I was living on $1,000 a month. Wasn't in the cards for me. And then I'd always circle back to that wrecking yard. One day I went there was a crusher there and everything was gone. I just figured it was gone. That was, never see it again. So then
did that crush your heart?
Absolutely crushed my heart. But at least I saw it and knew that they existed, because before then I had no idea that CorvAIR made a truck. So then I was on the hunt, and fast forward to about 8 years ago, I saw this thing on a buy and sell group on Facebook. I called the guy up, said I'll take it. Had a buddy of mine go pick it up, bring it up to me in Canada, and we got it running under the original engine and transmission configuration. But I drove it about 500 yards, and I was like, this ain't it. So we got it inspected, brought it back to my shop, had a couple buddies come over. 3 hours later, completely gutted, no direction. Not sure exactly where we're going to go with this. Talked to a few buddies. They got me onto this Dauberton performance brackets to put C5 suspension under anything. So I bought those, found a wrecked Corvette down in the States here, bought the transmission, the differential, front and rear suspension, brought it up. I took this all to my buddy Lloyd at LT Industries in Lethbridge. I was like, help me out, man. So he's the mastermind behind actually fabricating this rear subframe, front subframe, and making this all work. And we've got about 700 hours into it in his shop, fabrication and assembly. And right out of the box, this thing has performed. I haven't made any adjustments. It's been phenomenal. We put about 10,000 miles on it this year. I brought it from Canada down to Southern California, hooked up with Hoonigan there, then drove up the coast for a week and a half. And then I'd have driven it here, but we got snow up there now, so it was just not in the cards. So towed it down here, and man, this has been one of the best experiences for me. Absolutely.
Well, and I think people, I would assume, have been around it a lot. You're in a great spot, a high traffic area. Are people does it stop them in their tracks? Or like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, my favorite thing is to sit here and just watch people's reaction, right? I mean, not only was this show super welcoming, I mean, Dino met me at the gate. I got out of the truck. He gave me a hug. I mean, I'd never met the dude before. I mean, you could just tell right from the second I got on this property that this was going to be a blast the whole time.
Yeah, and it's cool, man. It's cool that you got to experience this whole journey, because you were down at SEMA. You were doing everything down there.
Yeah.
What would you say when you look at it and you looked at your vision, once you got it back to the shop, you started figuring it out? What ended up being the biggest challenge? Just figuring out the Corvette suspension and then making that happen, or did you run into other issues?
So I think our biggest thing, once we got it assembled, it took us about 3 weeks to figure out how to make this rear subframe work. But I'll tell you what, once that went in, everything else seemed to fall into place. It really did. And it just, like I say, right out of the box, this thing has performed. And with at SEMA, I mean, I drove the shit out of that thing for 4 shows straight, 4 days in a row. Every show we went through a whole set of tires. I mean, there was nothing left but steel treads on the end of that. And I would have driven it over here if I didn't have to have a truck and trailer to get home.
Oh my God. So are you going home like right away?
Yeah, so when the show's over, I'll make my way out to the parking lot, load up, and then start driving north, see how far I get.
Yeah, so I'm sure family's probably looking forward to having Dad back.
Yeah, I've been gone for a couple weeks now. My wife actually flew down on Sunday. She hung out with me for the week, but went back Thursday. So.
Oh, that's cool. So one of the things that I'm really just blown away with these CorvAIRs, our buddy Carlos from Drop Lowered has that other one that we interviewed, but how much room? And you're a big guy, and there's a lot of room in these things.
There's a lot of room. So I think with the original seat, there wouldn't be as much room, but I got a buddy who owns an upholstery shop in Lethbridge. I took him 2 sheets of plywood held together with 3 door hinges, and he came up with that seat because I knew I couldn't be too far up or too far forward. So he gave me some seat foam and I figured it out, the bolster and everything. And then he came up with that seat, and I'll tell you what, man, I can stretch my legs out in there and it's comfortable. I mean, I literally drove it from my house in Lethbridge down to Southern California, and just like a normal vehicle.
Just letting it eat, having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's cool too because it is kind of a cab over. The wheels are behind you, so you've got that front windshield, and it's kind of like being a little kid. Dude, I'm just rolling, having a good time.
Well, and literally when you drive this thing, it's thumbs up, it's honks, it's looks. I pull up to a fuel stop, people come over and talk to me. I'm a people person. I love talking to people. I love interacting with people. And it's not just strangers. Everybody becomes a friend after, especially through social media when you can make that contact with people. Man, I think that can be used for such good.
Yeah, for sure. And that's, I guess, really faith in humanity when you get to talking to people and you start interacting with them and you're like, dude, this is why I love this culture. I love this scene, and you get to experience it. And that's why shows like this continue to grow because of, people's interaction and people like you that are welcoming. If somebody comes up here and talks to you about your truck, they're going to be like, if you're a dick, they're just like, dude, that guy's such a dick.
Yeah,
or
I am a dick.
Yeah. Oh, Wayne Dick. You are a dick.
I'm
being
total
such
dick.
But you're not a dickhead.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, so you're gonna get going home. Do you have a shop? Is that what you do, or what do you do?
So I do speedometer conversions for the export market, but I always have 2 or 3 projects on the go. We've got a 79 Bronco we've got a couple of Land Cruisers, and then I've got actually another CorvAIR van too that I've got something in mind for that.
So now that you have the CorvAIR, I don't even know what they call it, the truck. I know they probably have just ramp side.
Yeah.
So you have the ramp side CorvAIR, and then they make the CorvAIR van.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that there's a lot more of these out there, or are you figuring out that there isn't? Like, do people come up to you and be like, oh yeah, now you need to be part of the CorvAIR club, or how does that all work?
No, so they're out there, but it is a smaller community. But since I've been involved with this, I see a lot more that people have built and stuff, which is amazing. I love everything from the bone stock rebuild, like period correct, to crazy, right? I can appreciate everybody's taste in that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, dude, I love it. I love your truck or your ramp side and what you've done with it. I'm glad that you've had an amazing journey this last few months going down to Cali and the Hoonigan and SEMA and the Get Down. I wish you nothing but safe travels back home. For you guys, check him out at Dick Industries Inc. Wayne Dick. He is a dick, not a dickhead. That's what you should put. I'm a dick, not a dickhead.
Yeah.
Safe travels, brother. Thanks for your time.
All right, nice to meet you, man. It really is.
You made it to the end. Thanks for listening. Hopefully there was a few interviews in there that you liked. Go back and check out the socials so you can kind of put the pictures of the puzzle back together with some of these guests. We did sell a lot of stuff. We reduced some prices, and we're going to have a huge blowout sale for Black Friday. Huge blowout sale, just moving inventory. So pay attention to the social, and obviously I'll announce it on the pod, but post Turkey Day, Black Friday, big sale, stickers, shirts, hats, banners, whatever we got left in stock. We're going to free up some space, so hopefully you guys can find something in there in the bargain bin, all right? If I don't get an episode out before Turkey Day, I hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving, surrounded by friends, family, and a lot of food. A little bit of football in there, too. Take care, guys.